Okay, let's talk about homebrew games. Homebrew games, maybe indie games, and well, not just any of them. More of the homebrew games that are high quality, polished, and definitely break copyright. They do it so well that they get a following for being pretty cool, really neat, or just so polished that they fill a void where the original intellectual property owners couldn't come up with something as good, no matter how hard they tried. Let's start off with Mugen. They've been around for like a million years, making their own bastardized versions of fighting game engines to emulate and amalgamate those already in existence. Think of playing like a single fighting game where you can take Yori from KOF and play him against Scorpion from MK. The background's from Waku Waku 7. It's a reality with Mugen. Some of the various incarnations were really, really bad. Some of the sprites looked worse. If you think about it, they came out with the tag idea. They came out with it. They didn't come up with it, but they came out with the tag idea before Capcom could get it to market. Capcom was just able to polish it, so it didn't feel so clunky. Mugen has such a following and a roster so large, you couldn't even begin to start playing it right away, just due to the sheer size. I mean, you'd be downloading it forever. All of the assets that are out there, it's just huge. With that size, I can't even go beyond anything that I've really said about what I'm talking about here. You just really have to experience it yourself to really take in what Mugen is all about. Just imagine playing every single fighting game in the same place and throwing a ton more playable characters that were never in a fighting game. That's Mugen in a nutshell. It's an interesting take. You can have like Goku and then Kyo versus Ryu, and then Dan, and then Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and you can do tag battles, you can do singles, you can do tournaments with it. I think there's somebody on Twitch that runs like a betting pool, like a virtual betting pool, and it runs all the time for Mugen, and it's really kind of funny because I think the title placard for their Mugen stream has I think it's Goku and Tom Hanks. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, so let's move on to Invaders, possibly from outer space. This one's just super fun. And actually, that's the one you're watching right now. I was participating a while ago in the Invaders week. It was many moons ago. People wanted to see different versions of like all the Space Invader clones that were out there. So I decided to toss that one in. Now again, this one is just super fun. If you've never ever seen the episode of Futurama of the same name, Invaders, possibly from outer space, then you need to pause this and go find it there to watch. It's going to be out there on the internet, right next to the world's saddest episode, where the one about the dog and Fry. Anyway, so essentially, Lur from Omicron Persei 8, he invades Earth with his own ships. Fry is really the planet's only hope with his trusty tank. They make a lot of really funny 80s arcade references. Essentially with his tank, he plays his own version of his own, because it's a cartoon, real-life Space Invaders, to the tune of Tom Sawyer. This episode is just definitely in my top 5 of Futurama. Somebody out there took a bunch of screenshots, audio samples, and made one of the best damn Space Invader clones out there. There are so many things in there. Hidden items, cheat codes, different levels, bosses. I mean, I've played that game for a very long time, and I didn't get anywhere near, I think, not even close to the first boss. So the game is huge. But the problem with this version of Space Invaders is that it's so chock full of copyright materials. You'll find that there are going to be there are a lot of gameplay videos that were taken down. Downloads of the game have been removed from the web. If you can still get your hands on it, you totally should. It's so meta. If you love Space Invaders and you love Futurama, or just pop culture 80s references and things like that. It's totally worth getting. Hang on to it. Put it on a disc, the install file on a CD, because it's really hard to get your hands on. And the last one, I actually did a lot of streams. In the beginning, when I was starting to do Twitch, I did Streets of Rage Remake, SORR. What can I say about this one? It is so polished. They take all 3 episodes of the game, string it all together, they create alternative routes, and they blast out this amazing remix soundtrack of all the original tunes. You can choose what version of what character you want from, what episode. So you can actually take like Blaze and the fighting style of Blaze from 1 and use the specials, the styles of specials from 3. So you can pick and choose what you want from one episode. It's super cool how they made that. There's so much to do in the game. It really doesn't feel like a remake. It just feels like something that Sega just should have done. And it's really a shame because from what I understand, this is also another one that's semi-hard to get your hands on if you don't know where you're looking for it. Mainly because while they were making this, all these devs and remake artists, these DJs and chiptunes and all these guys that put the music together, they received a cease and desist. So I don't really know the full story behind it, but they were able to complete it. The version I have is very, very complete, even to the point where if you beat it a certain amount of times or on a certain difficulty, it unlocks the level editor too. So that's something to work for. I mean, the replay value is just remarkable. So there you are. Those are just 3 that are scratching the surface of these kinds of homebrew and homebrew indie titles. Love them, hate them, have a really cool one I didn't mention. That's most likely because I only did 3 of them. Let us know in the comments. If you want to see more source streams of these commentaries, you can totally join us on our Twitch stream at www.twitch.tv/GameBlips. To really be able to interact with us during the live gameplay. Also participating in chat, you'll get some sweet shout outs on our site as well. So yeah, check us out, www.GameBlipsReviews.com. And this is Fred with GameBlips, and we'll see you on the next episode.